You did it.
Yep,
You did it
counting.
correctly.
Yay, normal
I'm so
counting.
impressed. Man, oh man, go us.
hmm it's easier to count down when my countdown isn't there to help me.
Right.
I've noticed.
Yeah, after it already says starting soon on there,
Yep,
you're
it's way easier to count down.
That's awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's the Double Cup of Joe show. I'm your host, Joe.
And I am your other host, Joe.
Yes, and we are here this bright and early morning. It's more early for some of us.
Yeah, I'm much less bright.
Others.
Well, I'm farther west, and I live
You
in a
are.
forest.
Yes.
It's look out my window here. Yeah, it's still very cloudy and gloomy.
Uh-huh.
I should go back into my den. With there's 4 more weeks of winter or something. I saw my shadow
Joe is the groundhog.
in the ground.
Puxatony Joe.
Perfect.
Yes. I live in a field, so the sun's just out.
It's just out.
Yep. I mean, there's trees around and everything, but it's just like mostly just fields around and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't get this whole shade thing that you get. Is I'm kind of jealous.
If you say so. There's like no grass or anything out here because the sun is overhead from like 10 to 6 in the middle of the summer.
Hmm.
Anyway,
But all trees and lakes. You got lakes around you too. The
yes,
lakes we have are like
ponds.
they're what?
Ponds. They're not even lakes. Ah.
Kind of. I mean, we've got some pretty big ones, but you know what they are though? They are repurposed gravel pits. Like that's pretty much our lakes. Either that or they're dammed up streams, like so
Mhm.
like they dammed up a stream and it became a lake, or it was a gravel pit. There's a lot of those around here. Like they're gravel pits for years and years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, we've gotten all the gravel out of here. Now it's just muddy clay. So let's turn it into a park. Look, it's a park with a lake. And then you go swimming in that lake and you sink down to your ankles in muck, like it's like, ugh, this is gross. But at any rate, welcome everybody. Welcome Sparrow. Welcome Raka. Welcome Takahashi. Welcome Jeffrey. Welcome Tef. I see you guys. This is Lily is here too. Welcome Lilia. Um yes, we're glad you're here. We're glad we're here. And yeah, hopefully you feel the same way. but, but we're going to start today. Today we're talking about gratitude again. Today is about when life is not so good. Hey Saiki, um we it can be tough to be grateful when things are not going well. But that's exactly the thing that's going to flip your head around to help you get back on the right track and see life in a new light and actually start moving toward getting out of that not so good situation that you find yourself in. Gratitude can help flip that around. It's been said, I think Abraham Lincoln actually said, the mind is so powerful it can make a hell out of heaven and a heaven out of hell because it all resides in our minds. Now that extreme, I don't know for sure, but I understand. But I understand the point I'm trying to make. Um, So, anyway, before we get into that, though, it's our three-step process. It's world famous because you guys are around the world and you've heard us do it before. So, yeah, now I can say world famous. And we're hoping it'll catch on because you know what? It made my life better. I think it made Joe life better, except he's got to wake up first. And
Yeah, questionable.
he's getting there, man. By the end of the show, he's gonna be jumping up and down, and screaming and yelling, and you know, gonna be fun. And
I
then he's
mean,
gonna go to work and he's gonna go to his accounting firm and he's gonna be like, "Hey guys, let's do some taxes." And they're gonna be like, "What's wrong with you?"
yep, that would happen if I did that.
Here's a stack of forms. You go chill out.
Stack of forms. I'm
Oh,
glad
Jeffrey.
we don't do things by hand still.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Hey, that's all right. It was a John Milton quote. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. I love it. I say a quote and I say who I think it's from, and then Jeff tells me who it actually is from. Then you can actually find it. And I have like my automatic fact checker right here. So then I learn something when I uh when I screw it up. So anyway, let's do this. Don't you think, Joe? What do you say? You ready?
No.
Oh, ready or not? Here it is. Step number 1. What are you thankful for? And it can be anything. Joe, what are you thankful for today? Finger?
Yep.
Finger dancing?
Fingers. Well, yes. I am thankful for fingers. Man, if mine aren't like not working this morning though. But no, I'm gonna choose something else. I'm gonna choose something bad because today's a bad day. I mean, that's what we're talking about today.
It's a bad day.
Yep, it's a bad day. Um, so yes.
Wake up.
So I guess I'm thankful for Joe waking me up early to do the show with him. I suppose you could say that.
I didn't wake you up. You
I
did.
know. I know. We've had to say it on the show a few times because I always blame Joe, but it's really my fault that we have to get up this early. So, but I'm still blaming Joe.
That's all right. I'm thankful that you made it. I was like, actually, I didn't notice this morning that it was getting so close to the starting time before you got here. Me and Jeff were just talking about, the podcast and everything like that. And hey, Riguito, I think they say that Riguito. Yeah, I'll probably say it wrong, but welcome anyway. Um, Yes, we were talking shop. Jeff and I were talking about different things, editing audio and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you showed up and I looked at the time and it was 6 or 5:59. It was like, "Oh my gosh, we got to start like now." And yeah, it was great. So I need to welcome you to the show too. Welcome, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Never.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Um, but I am thankful for that as well. Let's see who else has stuff to be thankful for. Tef is thankful for the fast mail system. Jeff is thankful for gratitude. Hey, wow. Thankful for thankfulness. That
Yes.
that could be like a circular thing, right? Like, yeah. So yes. Hey, Sparrow's thankful for being up. Rock is thankful for not being here yet. Um, even though it looks like you're here. But that's okay.
That's
But
just a
anyway.
figment of your imagination, Joe. Bum bum
Oh.
bum.
Oh my gosh. Well, at any rate, I'm thankful for all you guys being here. Takahashi's thankful for the quarter ending soon. 2 less classes. Oh, that's gonna be a load off. That's gonna be awesome. So, but that's step number 1. What are you thankful for? It can take a crummy situation, something you might feel down about, and it can flip it around and help you at least feel better during it. Like while you're going through this hard time, having some gratitude for something, it just shifts your focus to something positive, and it helps to alleviate some of that stress and emotional pain that you might go through. But that's step number 1. Step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Now we can take that positive energy and shift it to something looking forward to. So now if you're in some kind of despair you can actually start to look forward to something and get excited about something that's coming in the future. And so that takes that positive energy and increases it even more. And it wakes you up even more. So, Joe, what are you looking forward to today?
I am looking forward to. I can't think that far ahead right now. I'm looking
So
forward.
you're gonna be like Jeff. You'd be like, I'm looking forward to something.
Yep. Perv. No, Jeff said, I'm looking forward to cyclical things that can assist the systemization of efforts and thingamajiggers, and he's using
Yeah,
big words.
it is. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I am looking forward to. Sorry, there's a bug flying around in my house. Got it.
I see it. It's still there.
Oh, dang it. Yeah,
It's
right, it
fly
is.
on your wall.
Oh, nope, it's not on my wall.
Oh, never mind.
It's on my desk. No, so anyway, uh, I am looking forward to sunny days. Well, cooler sunny days because it's been hot. It's been
Yeah, man.
humid, very humid.
Very, very.
So yes, I like the cool. I am cool, so therefore I
You are
like the
cool.
cool. Oh, Joe.
I'm just a dork. You're cool. He's the cool Joe. I'm the dorky Joe. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Yesterday was so hot. I got all my work done that I had to go out for. I was done by like 9:30 in the morning because I was like, I gotta be done with this. Terrible. But yes, let's see. Who else is looking forward to stuff? Takahashi's looking forward to sleeping. Tef is looking forward to using the new headphones. Yes, that's awesome. And Jeff, I'm looking forward to cyclical things that can assist the station of efforts. Which, yes, he's already creating a cycle. I've been watching this guy, and it's boosting productivity. It's really cool to see. You guys can do the same, very, very same thing. Creating systems in your life, be more productive. It's cool. But anyway, Sparrow asks, is Joe B in the Discord? Absolutely. He goes by the Count.
One. Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And
Sneaky.
he counts correctly
Some days.
sometimes. Yes. Yes. But that's step number 2. What are you looking forward to? Because now, like I just said before, now you're taking that positive energy from having gratitude, you're turning it to the future, and you're being excited about your future. And then you wrap it up with step number 3, which is, what are you going to do today? And this is the most powerful step for me, because now it takes all this great thought and it turns it into action, which makes it all real. It brings it to life in this world, which is a beautiful thing. And so I'm going to ask Joe, what are you going to do today?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today.
Answer that email?
Yes, probably gonna answer that email. If anyone heard the excessively loud sounds coming from my end, it's raining really hard, so I apologize. But apparently I can't control the weather yet. Also, if you do attempt to change the weather at any point and you live in the United States, you are required by law to notify the federal government before you attempt any weather-changing activity.
Oh,
that's very important. Just so you know.
Is that on an IRS form somewhere?
No, that's in the federal penal code.
Oh,
I think it's like the last section. They were just like, yeah, we should throw that in there. So you guys out there doing your rain dance right now, we're watching you.
Did you register your rain dancing with the government?
Yep.
Yeah.
No nuking a hurricane. Well, Jeff, that was the federal government that wanted to do that. I'm pretty sure they notified themselves. Anyway, what am I gonna do today? I don't know. Probably do a conference call. That sounds like a good idea.
Oh yeah, we got one of those today, don't
Maybe.
we? It's Wednesday.
Is it?
Hey. All right. Well, so you're gonna do a conference call. Jeff's gonna do a conference call. He's gonna prep for and attend the weekly conference call. Me as well. I'm gonna work on all my assignments today that I didn't get done yet,
Mm.
and hopefully get all those done before tonight's conference call. Um, Have actually, yeah, that's actually a law, I guess. Tef's gonna bully his little brother. What?
Wow.
You big meanie.
Hmm.
Yeah, but Raka's going to arrive, and you know what, Raka, you accomplished it. You arrived. Welcome. Great to see you. But yes, that's the three-step process. Takahashi's gonna finish this essay. It's a great thing. So if you can do this every day, no matter what you're going through, it can flip your mind around. It can go from, I'm having a crummy time, all this stuff that's happening is terrible, and your brain is just like down in the dumps. But then if you pull this out on yourself and you say, okay, I'm going to think of what I'm thankful for, I'm going to think of what I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to think of something I'm going to do today to make my life better. You do those three steps, it'll take your negative uh mentality and it will turn it around to something good, and you will feel better about your life even if the situation doesn't change, which is what we're going to talk about today, is having that gratitude during times that are difficult, because it can be hard. It can be really hard to shift your focus, right? But it makes it better, and it actually can shorten the lifespan of the negative situation, because now you're going to think clear headed. You're going to think, okay, how can I actually fix this? Rather than when you're down in the dumps, you kind of feel powerless. You feel like this is just the way it is. This is the way it's always going to be. And so now this is just the way I am, right? But then you can always change that. You flip this around, and it starts with gratitude. And that can turn things to the point where, oh, I have hope that this can change. I have hope that I have the power to change it. And I can actually try some things and try and make it better. So, with that preface, I will turn it over to Joe and let him talk. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I feel like I can talk about this. I wake up so early now that life is not good a lot. So, just kidding. I could get like super down. But what we're talking about is the reverse of that. We're talking about um, changing the way that you think about even those times that don't feel very right. They feel very not fun. Um, and I think a part of that is determining the fact that um, there's a difference between fun and good. Because you can have a lot of your life that isn't fun, that's still really good. Like all those days that you're spending in school and doing those boring things, such as listening to our podcast here. Um, that's still good. Like those are good things. Those aren't bad things. They just might not be as fun as some other things. And so, one of the key steps to defining gratitude um, for life being when it's not good is that um, you need to identify when it's just not fun versus not good. And that's going to help you be thankful for times that aren't fun. aren't fun. So anyway, by all that, I mean, I just wanted to preface we're talking about when life is actually bad. Like your dog's dead. You're basically if you had a country song going on in the
Yeah.
background right now,
My
dog
truck broke
died,
down.
tractor broke down, yep, farm burned down, your truck crashed, your wife left you. No, okay, sorry. I'm we're, anyway. Maybe I get my country songs mixed up, but that's all I remember from when I was listening. My mom used to love country music, which meant I had to listen to country music a lot. So one of the things I'm thankful for is the fact that I no longer, she no longer likes country music.
Oh, phew.
Uh,
Lucky for you.
missed that one. Um, so, um, yeah, I think what we really need to talk about is hey, how are we grateful when those terrible things happen? And a lot of it's perspective, and a lot of it is you can be grateful and still like be bawling your eyes out. That's okay. That is not a popular but a positive way to be grateful. So I'm gonna try and talk over this rain, and hopefully you can hear me. Um, so like
Project.
we reject the rain. Wait, project. I can't
Yeah.
project.
Project your voice like a theater person.
I've never been to a theater.
Ah da da da. Ah da 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 da.
Joe's in a blizzard. Yes. If, I
A
wouldn't be. I'm
blizzard.
far enough north. It's almost wouldn't be surprising if it was snowing. Thankfully, it's not. If this was snow, I would be very sad. I would call in. I'd be like, I'm not coming to work today. I have 4 feet of snow in my front yard.
Right.
So, uh, thankfully, it's just 400 gallons of rain. So,
And I
anyway,
can't shovel the rain.
have you guys ever tried to shovel rain before?
It just stays there. It keeps coming back. It's not fun.
uh,
I'm thankful that I don't shovel the rain.
yeah, me too. That'd be a miserable job. Speaking of miserable jobs and things that it's tough to be grateful for. I used to go squeegee off greens when I was a golf pro. Yeah, so you would take a squeegee when it had rained like this and people needed to go out and play, and you would like push the water off the greens.
Really?
Yeah, it was better.
Wow.
It was better for the because you didn't want the flooding to kill the grass on the greens,
Mm-hmm.
but you had to be really
That's
careful.
really, really short.
Yeah, but you still had to be really careful that when you were squeegeeing, you didn't destroy the greens either. So it was like catch 22.
Wow.
Anywho,
Who knew?
yep. So let me get back to my life not good gratitude thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like so there's times when you can literally be bawling your eyes out and be grateful. Like it's still good. And one of the things that I think I learned from Ryan here and Don't Worry Wednesday and things like that is that goodness really has nothing to do with happiness. Like those are two completely different things. And that's actually a good thing. Like it means that you can reframe bad things. It means that when you're looking at like the fact that your dog died, you can be thankful for however long you've had them, however long you were able to spend with them. You can be thankful for all of those things and still bawl your eyes out because you lost your dog, and that's okay. Like that's a good thing. But by changing it, by changing your perception, your weeping, your sadness becomes productive instead of reductive. By focusing on this was good and I'm thankful for it, you change from the idea of, oh, well, all life ends and it's all meaningless and why go on to man, this was really worth it. Like all of this was really worth it, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. And so, I highly encourage you to take that perception, to really just change the way that you look at the bad things. That when you come out of them, because you will, like when you come out of the bad places, um, you will have grown from them. You won't have damaged yourself from them. I know. For me, many times, when bad things are going on, I have two options. I can either be self-destructive with pretty much all of it, or I can choose to take what's going on and learn from it and grow from it and become a better person. And I haven't always chosen the right answer, um, but I have learned pretty early on that there is a right answer, and it's framing your mind in a way that's loving, and in a way that in and maybe somebody needs to hear this today, but loving to yourself, like that you need to, even if you love other people, you also need to love yourself, um, on a certain level, not in like an egomaniac level, but like you do matter, like
Hmm?
as much as any other person. So you should treat yourself that way. So, um, to that effect, I'm gonna kick over to Joe, who has much wisdom and knowledge and superpowers.
Let me grab
And
my smart looking pen.
yes, perfect. Now do the smart thing, Joe. Perfect.
That a smart looking face? No, that's not actually. I love what you were talking about. I love that, like our happiness and, good things can, you know, th- th- they're separate, like what you were talking about with Ryan, like what he's mentioned. Because yes, you can be grateful in the midst of a painful time. Like you were just I love that example of, mourning the loss of something because yes, like while it hurts to have to lose a pet or to lose a loved one or something like that. We just dealt with that on Don't Muddle Monday with Kendra. Kendra had lost her uncle, and she was she was deeply sorrowful, but also deeply thankful. There was so much going on in her family and a lot of connections happening, you know, surrounding this time of mourning that was going on with her family, and it was really something to be thankful for. That there were connections being made, and there were things happening there as people were working through that grief. So um in the midst of trials, there are shining moments and there are grateful moments, and that's one of the things. I mean, people will say, how can God exist if he allows evil things to happen in the world? And really, when you think about the things that have happened that are bad, um greater goods have come from those than were possible before the bad things happened, right? So like something bad happens, and out of that is spawned something greater than the previous situation, right? Because we do that. Like I've worked through that with both my sons. And you know, so like we've had struggles, and I've hurt their feelings or they've hurt my feelings or whatever, right? And from there, we have that time period of, I'm mad at you, but then we reconcile and our relationship grows stronger as a result, right? It's like when you exercise, you actually damage your muscles to some degree. You put tiny little tears in your muscle fibers, and the healing of those makes your muscles stronger. So one of the things, I mean, you can even be thankful for the fact that you do have bad times, because out of those bad times, more strength is gained. And that's nature. when something harms you, the healing of that harm creates a stronger you, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm reminded of there's a prayer by Saint Teresa of Avila. Just the beginning of it says, "Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. All things are passing away." And that one phrase, "All things are passing away," that means the sad situation that you're in right now, or the difficult situation you're in right now, it is passing away. It is in the process of passing. And there's going to be a time when you don't have to deal with it anymore. And as you work through this, you can remind yourself of that. All things are passing away. This will not last forever. All things end, and this is no exception. And on the other side of this, like then you can start looking at, okay, what can I get out of this? What can I gain from this? Is there a way that I can use this to learn? Is there a way that I can use this to grow? And so you can take whatever negative situation is happening and learn something from it. I was listening to Jeff has been creating podcasts out of our old Double Cup of Joe stuff that we had pre-recorded a couple years ago, and he's making podcasts with it, right? And so eventually, as we get enough of them built up, we're going to be releasing them, and we'll let you guys know when that happens. But I've noticed it's funny because I listen to it and I'm like, wow, there are certain words and phrases I say a lot. And I'm like, I need to check myself on that. Like, okay. So now I have this thought, like I need to monitor what I'm saying so I can get out of certain habits of saying certain things. There are word crutches. We all use crutches, to get by in speaking. And I've noticed a few of mine. And from noticing that, I mean, that's a painful experience. It's like, oh, I'm not perfect. I'm not that great of a speaker because I use these word crutches. But what that does though is it points it out so then I can make improvements and then I can grow and I can become better. So it's a good thing to have faults. It's a good thing to have hard situations and complex situations and things that are difficult to overcome, because from that you will learn about yourself. You can grow through it and become a stronger and better person, a better version of you. And when you fix a situation, especially if it's with other people, then a lot of times that relationship will grow stronger as well. And maybe not only you grow from that, but the other person grows or the other people grow and the relationship grows stronger and you have more history to fall back upon. Um, so it really turns into a beautiful thing, when you have a struggle like that and when you have a painful situation. So being grateful in the midst of it, it can be hard because it's a bad situation. And you're like, how can something good come of this? But it can. You just have to kind of look around and you be like, okay, something good can come from this bad situation, because it always is the case. It's always the case that bad things are allowed to happen so that a greater good can result from it. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, sometimes it's hard to find, and sometimes you don't notice it until after the bad situation is over for a while, and then you look back and you're like, "Man, I'm so glad that happened, because look what happened as a result. Look at how great things are in this area because of that thing that happened." And I always try when I'm in the midst of a painful situation to remember that. Not always easy, but I remember I have a track record of things that are good and things that are bad. And I've noticed that when I have a bad thing happen, that something good has always come out of it. And sometimes it takes a while to find, but I find it. And I'm like, wait a second. So this bad thing's happening. Okay, it's hard. It's gonna test my patience. It's gonna test my sanity. But on the other side, something great's gonna come. So anyway, I think I've said that. Hopefully I've said it enough ways to beat it into my head because I needed to remind myself of this. But anyway, back to you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I mean, Joe. Again, it's something we talk about on this show a lot. But Joe and I are here primarily because we want to be here. Because we do have these same issues as well. Like, as much as we tell things like as though you're supposed to do them, it's really because we're supposed to do them and we forget. So we use the show to remind ourselves, like, hey, you should do this.
Mhm.
Which is good. It's good to remind yourself of things. Again, we talk about this idea of journaling. It's been a topic that's come up this week several times. Because like Joe said, when you can build up a repertoire of, hey, look, bad things have happened a lot before, and you know which way to go, like you can
Mhm.
always just look back at your journal and like, oh look, this is what I did last time and it worked out really well. Or this is what I did last time, it did not work out very well. I should probably not do that again.
I will avoid that one. Yes.
And I mean, that's something to be thankful for. Like, hey, you learned. I think it's something to be thankful for. Of like, hey, I failed, I screwed up, something bad happened. I'm not going to do that ever again. I have noticed, and it's something you can be thankful for, um, is that when I screw up really, really, really bad, and it like hurts people, and I feel really not good about it, I generally don't make that mistake again. um,
That's good.
right.
I have to make the same mistake a bunch of times first, and then I usually figure it out later.
Oh, okay. So it can be really good, and it's something to be thankful for. Is like hopefully you don't have to deal with it many many times. Um, so that's one of the bad things. I'm trying to think of like a specific bad topic now though. Like let's get into the nitty gritty. Like not good things happen to you. Um, how about
And there's a problem
friends?
with your Minecraft account. That's Xbox Live's uh, responsibility.
Getting put on hold
but they're
by.
but they're pointing the finger at Mojang, and they give you a number for Mojang, and it's been disconnected. And
Oof, oof.
I don't know that's hyper specific. Sorry.
I wonder what that's
Hopefully.
about. I wonder if anyone's ever faced something like that before. That oddly specific. Thank
Hypothetically, that could happen.
yep. Hypothetically, though, we're not entirely sure it will, but it could happen. I'm actually gonna talk about friends. Like when you have friends who like leave,
Oh,
you have friends who are no longer around. And I'm gonna talk specifically in my instance. I had a group of friends in college who I lived with for the first 2 years of my college career. We lived in the dorms. Um, I got to be really, really good friends with these people because uh, part of the thing is when you live with each other, you spend a lot of time together, and that's an easy way to develop friends. So I made a good group of friends back in college, and still fantastic people, love them to death. But about all the way through our second year, um, there was just some fighting and some disagreements that happens when you get people who are dissimilar together. Um, and I don't really see those people anymore. I don't really see those friends on a consistent basis, which always could be sad, and it's tough to lose people. Um, but I'm grateful because on the reverse side of that, I ended up meeting one of my great friends who moved into the dorm that next year, or moved into the dorm that second year. I get to spend a lot more time with him. We got to be really, really close. He was in my wedding, um, and a true, really good friend. Um, and one of those examples of quality over quantity. Of if you've got one guy who would run into a burning building for you versus seven who would like call the fire department for you. Um, the one is probably preferable. Um, so that's kind of what happened there. Of like, I'm grateful that happened because I made a close friend. My I met my wife in the dorm after everyone moved out. She moved into the dorm that everyone had lived in.
Hmm.
So that was really intriguing. But there's a lot that comes from not good feeling things, and so I want you to think about this idea of it's not good or bad until you choose it to be. Like that situation could have just been terrible. I could have just been like, no, I'm done. I don't want to deal with all this anymore. I'm gonna go off and do this thing and just not care. But that's not. I said, hey, I'm gonna make the most of this. I'm gonna spend as much time as I can with this friend that I do hang out with all the time. I'm gonna spend time getting to know other people now that my friends are gone. Um, and it's worked out well. It's one of the great ways that we change our lives is deciding how we want to deal with a situation, whether in a good way or a bad way. It's the great decider of your life. Is how you end up acting after something bad has happened. So, anywho, that's what I got. I'll get you back to Joe. He's got our closing statements and our final wisdom.
Final, boom, boom, boom. And here's the thing: there is nothing good or bad. Our thinking makes it so. Because really, a bad situation is just. I remember a priest. He spoke like this. It was very, very a good mass that he spoke, and he said, "Our problems are pregnant with opportunity," and it's true. Every problem is an opportunity. We just always see we automatically label it a problem. We automatically label it an issue or something bad. But a problem is just something that requires us to solve it. I know we don't want to work. I think Thomas Edison said, I think it was Thomas Edison. Jeff is going to correct me. he's like waiting for the quote so he can correct me. Opportunity is missed by so many people because it shows up in overalls and looks like work. Think about when you're doing math homework, right? Every single one of those things is called a problem. Now, in my mind, yes, I would consider them all problems. I could not stand doing math problems. But all it is, a problem is just something that you seek a solution to. And really, that's not a bad thing. It just makes you put forward some effort and it makes you do something. And then you're like, oh my gosh. And then at the end of it, when you solve it, it feels great. Except for when it's math, because then it's, yeah, well, Joe actually probably likes it. Personally, I'm not a fan. Those problems are fun. Um, yes. And Akil says inventions were made to solve problems. Absolutely. When you see a problem in the world, that gives you an opportunity to fix it and to create something that can help a lot of people. And through that, business empires have been built. It's amazing. Like, I mean, you look at transportation, right? They wanted to get away from horses and buggies, and somebody made the car. And then Henry Ford, some people think that Henry Ford invented the car. He didn't invent the car, but he designed and perfected the assembly line for making the car. So that's his contribution. He was like, okay, we want to make this so it's available to more people. How can we streamline this process of creating the car? And he created the assembly line, which then, now, I mean, so many things are done on an assembly line. It's crazy. And so, but you can build empires by solving problems for people. So when you're in the middle of something that seems negative, you can remember, pull that quote out on yourself and say, you know what, there's nothing either good nor bad, but our thinking makes it good or bad. Our label, Joe mentioned labels. We are so quick to label something good or bad. It's neither. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that happens. We can label it good or bad. And we can decide this thing that I automatically think is bad, it's actually pregnant with opportunity. And then from there, it becomes a good thing because then it's like, oh, it's just a problem for me to solve. So I can create something better, a better situation than existed before. And you can be thankful in the midst of all of that because you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the opportunities I have around me, rather than like, oh my gosh, my life is full of problems. I remember a buddy of mine on his wedding day, him and his wife had a fight. I was the best man in this guy's wedding, right? And so I'm sitting there, and they like got into it. Something happened, and like it was like, whoa, and there was this big issue, right? And then the bride's father, I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, they just got married. They're already having marriage problems." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, they're married. They're gonna have marriage problems." He looked at me. He's like, "That's not a very positive outlook." I'm like, "Well, if you're single, you have single problems. You're married, you have married problems.
Mhm.
If you're a dog owner, you have dog problems. If you have a pool, you have pool problems. It's just no matter what it is that you have problems associated with it. It's no big deal. You just fix them. You solve them. Gives you a chance to grow. It's awesome." So, at any rate, we love you guys so much. This Friday is Free for All Friday, and we will be talking about the sun, which is my
So,
favorite planet because it brings light and life to the world, which is wonderful. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that. That was a topic contributed by Master Lay. Hopefully, you are here, Master Lay. I see you're not here in the chat right now, but hopefully, you hear this show and you come on Friday because we're going to do your topic. It's going to be good. So yeah, but at any rate, we're so thankful for you guys. We have gratitude that you are here with us on this show, and we're just thankful for this time we get to spend with you guys. It's amazing. We pray before these, and we just thank our Creator so much for all of you, and so grateful to have this opportunity to be here with you guys. And yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, yeah, we're talking about a whole new dimension.
uh,
New dimension. When you live your life with gratitude, your life will take on a whole new dimension. You'll feel like, wow, this is like the multiverse. Like, it's cool. But at any rate, come back tomorrow and also come back tonight. We will be doing Don't Worry Wednesday. Ryan and I will be right here on this channel for Don't Worry Wednesday tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. And we will be handling any issues, challenges, problems you may be having. And you can come and join us, and we'll be talking about it. So it'll be fun. And if for those of you who have not heard Static P expound his wisdom,
mm.
you should come. because he is a man wise beyond his years. And it's a great experience. So anyway, anything else to say, Joe?
Nope.
All right. It's like, wait for it. But all right. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you tomorrow or tonight. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. So in the meantime, have fun and go do